What if the deadliest thing in a room full of claws, armor, and venom was timing, not sharper teeth, just a nervous system that stays calm when everyone else is losing control? So, just settle into whatever you're lying on, because we're going somewhere quiet and strange. An orbital academy called Meridian Collegium, where the galaxy sends its naturally armed cadets to learn from the one species that grew up weak and fragile, and somehow became experts at controlled violence. You're going to arrive there on a slow shift as a cadet with claws and venom who has always trusted biology more than patience, right up until the doors of the combat annex slide open and you see the humans. You arrive at Meridian Collegium on a quiet shift when the starfield outside drifts like slow snow. The station moves so gently, you almost forget it is there. Gravity holds your feet to the floor in a careful way, tuned for bodies that did not grow on this world, or any world near here. You came to become strong. Your species has claws, or plates or venom, or something sharp that nature gave. As a gift, you grew up sure that this natural strength meant safety. It meant respect. It meant that in any real fight, others should fear you. Humans were not on that list. You had seen them in files, soft skin, no armor, no blades along the arms, no venom sacs, no heavy tail for balance. Their teeth are small, their bones can break. They look like a mistake in a universe full of better designs. Yet at Meridian, many speak of human combat skill with quiet respect. Some even say fear. They say humans are strange in a fight. Calm, hard to read. Harder to stop. You did not believe that. Now you stand in the entrance of the combat annex, about to watch humans train mixed species cadets. Part of you is ready to laugh, and a part you do not speak of is scared of something new. You tell yourself it is just curiosity, but as the doors slide open and you take your first step inside, you feel your heart rate shift. Far above unseen systems record that change, the station pays attention to every breath and every beat. Today you will see if soft bodies can really stand where claws and armor have always stood. You think you know the answer. You are wrong. The combat annex is round, bright, and open, like the inside of a great ring. The floor is divided into soft training mats of many colors, each with its own gravity setting and safety field. A clear wall of glass curves all the way around, and past it, space glows in slow motion. Stars drift in long arcs. A nearby world hangs like a faint lantern, washed in pale light. High above, there are tiers where officers and instructors can sit and watch. The sound is soft here. Footsteps land with a quiet thump on padded ground. Breathing and light talk mix together. The air smells clean, with a hint of metal and something like old dust burned away. You stand near the entrance mat, claws flexing against the floor. The station tuned this ring to a shared middle level of gravity, matched somewhere between the light worlds and the heavy ones. For you, it feels a little slow, like moving in water, but you can live with that. Your joints feel heavy and strong. Around you, other cadets warm up in small groups, Everybody is different, a tall, narrow being. From a low-gravity world stretches three-jointed arms overhead. A thick, scaled Rhask from a high-gravity planet bounces in place, armor plates clacking softly. A Veyra with venom glands along the jaw practices tongue control, keeping a clear gap so no drop escapes. You see claws like yours, but longer or shorter. You see tails ending in bone clubs. You see inner jaws that can snap out with sharp force. Some cadets have eyes that can see heat. Others can fold two hearts into a slower beat to stay calm in danger. These are natural weapons, grown over long ages. They enter in simple training clothes that hang loose around their limbs and lower legs. They have no visible armor plates, no raised spines, no claws that you can see. Their mouths curve easily when they greet one another. Their eyes track the room in a quiet, steady way. You had seen images before, but standing near them feels strange. Humans look both fragile and confident. Their joints are simple. Their fingers are blunt. Their bones do not look ready for impact. You do not feel threatened by them. Not yet. Not yet. At the far side of the ring, a section of the mat is set for mixed gravity and breath. Thin lines of light mark gentle zones where air mix changes, so everyone can stand and still breathe well. In the center of that area, an older human steps onto the mat. He is not as young as the others. His hair shows gray at the sides. His build is plain, not thick with muscle. Not thin. His face is calm. His eyes move but never rush. This is Coach Daniel Hargrove. You know his name from the briefing, but seeing him in person feels different. He stands in a loose stance, feet placed on the mat in a way that looks casual at first. Then you look again and notice how balanced he seems. His shoulders hang relaxed. His hands rest light by his sides, ready to move. Beside him stands a younger human, Emma Ruiz. Her frame is shorter than Daniel's, but her posture is just as settled. When she breathes, her chest rises and falls in a smooth pattern. She looks like someone who has been here many times. Around you, some cadets share quiet laughs. A scaled Rhask named Rhask Orm, who carries a heavy tail and thick forearm plates, leans toward a fellow cadet from your own species. You see, Rhask says with a low growl, soft-skinned day. They send us these to teach us how to fall without breaking. The cadet beside you flares their claws in a small show. Maybe they teach us how to scream when cut. You let a small breath slip out, amused. You feel safe in your claws, in the venom sacs in your mouth, in the strong cords of your legs. These have always mattered more than tricks. Daniel raises a hand for attention. The room quiets without any sharp command. It feels natural, like breath out. For this cycle, he says, his voice even and calm, we begin the mixed physiology program. The station will monitor all of you. No serious injury will be allowed. We are here to build control, not pain. His words flow in clear trade speech, easy to follow. You hear patience. You also hear something like certainty. He gestures toward Emma. Today, he continues, Cadet Ruiz will run 2 short matches, no strikes to vital zones, no claws, teeth, or venom, only grips, balance, and movement. Our goal is to show how timing and structure can change what power means. You feel a stir of annoyance at the rule. No claws, no venom. So they remove the strong gifts and then claim humans are clever, convenient. Veyra Thu, a tall Ven muser with smooth skin that shifts in faint patterns, raises their hand. Why should we bind our tools? Veyra asks, this is false combat. My glands make me what I am. Daniel nods. Your glands make you dangerous under normal rules. I respect that. Today we look at something you do not train as much. We look at base, balance, and emotional control. Your natural tools will return. For now, we keep you safe while we test other parts of you. Rhask snorts. Their base is thin bone, he says quietly, but loud enough for those near him. Their balance ends when my tail meets their ribs. You watch Emma step onto the mat opposite Veyra. The gravity in this zone is shifted slightly to match a shared middle. Veyra's long limbs flex and settle. Emma simply adjusts her feet. Her stance looks strange to you. Her lead foot points slightly forward. Back foot turned out a bit. Her knees stay soft, not locked. Her weight seems to sink through the floor instead of pressing on top of it. Her hands rest up near her chest, not in fists, not open like claws, but ready. Daniel walks to the edge of the mat. Control only, he says. Stop at my call. Begin. Veyra moves first. With long, fast steps, Veyra glides forward. Arms spreading wide. You know this style. It is meant to close distance, then wrap around. Press venom lines near skin. Veyra's eyes shine bright. They trust their reach. Emma, by contrast, does almost nothing. She waits. As Veyra closes, you see Emma's feet change. Her front foot slides half the width of itself to the side. Her back heel turns just a bit. Her knees bend more, and her hips turn. It is a tiny movement, but it changes everything. Veyra reaches, aiming to clamp down Emma's shoulders with long arms. Emma's hands lift, not to strike, but to guide. She touches the inside of Veyra's forearm with her palm, then the outside with the other hand. Her steps slide along the mat in a small arc. Veyra's forward rush tilts. You feel your own heart speed up as Veyra's center moves past Emma's body. Emma does not fight that motion. She moves with it. Her hips turn, her legs act like a stable base, and she uses her arms like simple levers. Veyra's feet leave the ground. It is not a high throw. There is no big lift. It looks almost lazy. But weight shifts, and the taller cadet tilts sideways and down. Emma guides Veyra to the mat, keeping control of the arm, and Veyra lands on the padded floor with a heavy thud that shakes the section. The rune gives a soft gasp. Veyra tries to surge back up, but Emma is already moving. She steps over Veyra's closer leg, drops her weight onto a new angle, and pins Veyra's shoulder and elbow with her arms. The position looks simple, yet you see the strain in Veyra's face. Stop, Daniel calls. Check pain, Veyra, Thul. Veyra's jaw tightens. Sharp pull, they say. No damage yet. Good. Note the joint line. Note your own urge to fight it with force, Daniel says. Resume. Emma eases pressure just enough to let Veyra move, then shifts her grip as Veyra twists. Each time, Veyra tries to use long limbs for strength. Emma changes angle. She never looks rushed. She does not strike. She does not roar. She simply stays where Veyra is weakest, like water finding a crack. After 3 attempts, Veyra's movement slow. The fight goes out of their limbs before the body fails. They stop, breathing fast. I tap, Veyra says, hand touching the mat near them. Match over, Daniel says. You feel confusion rise like heat in your chest. Veyra is dangerous. You know this, yet Veyra never brought Venom near Emma's skin. They never found stable ground. Their size and reach, their gifts, did not matter here. Lucky angle, he mutters. Veyra is too long and soft. Try that on armor plates. Daniel looks toward Rhask. His face holds no anger. Cadet Orm, he says. Care to test that idea? Rhask bares his teeth in what passes for a grin, gladly. Emma stands, adjusts her training clothes, and takes a slow breath. You watch her chest move. Out. Not too fast. Her eyes are clear, not wide, like someone who just survived danger. She looks like she just finished a warm-up. Rhask steps onto the mat. His tail swings in a slow arc behind him, heavy as a club. His plates catch the station light in dull flashes. His stance spreads wide, feet planted hard. From where you stand, he looks like a walking wall. Same rules. Daniel says, no strikes to vital zones. No claws, teeth, or tail impacts, only grips, balance, and movement. Start when ready. Rhask laughs low. I will break your rules with gravity, he says. Emma watches him, weight resting on the balls of her feet. Her shoulders stay loose. Her head tilts a little down. Eyes lifted to see his core, not just his face. Rhask charges. The mat trembles as his mass drives forward. In your mind, you see Emma crushed. His plates look like they could grind a soft human into the floor. But again, she does not meet force with force. She moves. Her front foot pulls back a small step, not straight, but off to an angle. Her back foot follows, sliding. She does not flee in a straight line. She cuts sideways across Rhask's path. His charge bends as he tries to follow. You notice something strange. Emma always keeps her own center lined up over her feet. When she steps, she never crosses her legs. Her knees keep a gentle bend. Her spine stays tall. She looks like someone carrying a full bowl that must not spill, even while moving fast. Rhask swings an arm toward her, trying to grab and crush. Emma's hands meet his forearm near the wrist and elbow. She does not stop his arm. She guides it across his own body. His own weight pulls him. Emma steps in close, right up next to his plates, where his tail and long swings lose power. Her hip touches the side of his thigh. She bends her knees more, turns her waist, and lets his bulk roll over a line that starts at her foot and ends at her shoulder. Rhask's feet lose the floor for a moment. He does not flip high, but his balance goes. His own charge carries him past center. He stumbles, then drops to one knee with a harsh growl. The mat shakes under him, not under Emma. Before he can stand, she moves around behind his arm, pins it in a shape where the elbow cannot straighten without pain. Her knee rests near his shoulder plate, not pushing hard, just ready to press if needed. "Stop," Daniel says. Pain level, cadet Orm. Rhask's jaw works. "Enough," he says. His voice sounds tight. Not damage, but enough. "Good," Daniel says. "Note how your own charge gave her the force she needed. She did not fight you. She turned you." Emma eases off and steps back. Rhask rolls his shoulder, testing it, then slowly rises. You feel many eyes in the room, watching him, waiting for his reaction. He looks at Emma for a long moment. His chest lifts and falls. Then he gives a small nod. "You are smaller," he says, "but you are hard to catch." Emma gives the same small nod back. "You are strong," she says, "but you stand too tall." The room is quiet. Even those who laughed before now watch more closely. You feel your old belief shift a fraction. Not gone, but shaken. You thought natural weapons would rule every fight. Now you have seen a human win without claws, without venom, without strikes. She used something else. Timing, angles, calm. You do not yet understand, but for the first time you want to. Later that cycle, you find yourself seated closer to the main mat, along with the rest of the mixed group. The stars outside slide past slowly behind the glass, but your focus stays on the soft surface in front of you. Daniel stands beside a faint projection of lines and marks that float over the mat itself, showing angles and footpaths. He did not say much after the matches. He just told everyone to sit, breathe, and watch. Emma has changed to a fresh training top, but she looks just as steady as before. Veyra and Rhask sit not far from you. Their bodies show no harm, just small signs of strain. Veyra rolls a shoulder now and then. Rhask keeps flexing his fingers. Daniel points at the mat where Veyra fell. "Let us pull this apart," he says. "First, base. Can anyone tell me what base is?" A cadet from a light world raises two long fingers. "Base is how wide your feet stand," they say. "Feet wide is strong. Feet narrow is weak." Daniel smiles a little. "Partly true," he says. "Base is where your weight rests. It is how you stack your bones over your feet. And facts, and facts, and facts. Too wide, and you are slow. Too narrow, and you fall. It is balance that lets you move and still stand." He looks toward Veyra, When you charged Ruiz, where was your base? Veyra's skin flushes with a faint color shift. Emma did not push them over. She simply turned them where they were going. Daniel walks to the center of the mat and takes the same stance Emma used. He places his feet about shoulder width apart, one a bit forward, knees bent. This is a fighting base for humans, he says. But the idea holds for any form. Your center must sit over your support. If someone can move your center outside your base, gravity will do the rest. He gestures to Emma. Show the first entry again. Behind me, they say, after a pause. My steps were long. My weight was far forward when I reached. Daniel nods. So when Ruiz changed her angle, your base could not follow, he says. You were already falling. She only decided where. You replay the scene in your mind. You see it now. Veyra's long stride carried their body past the line of control. Slow. Veyra stands with a small sigh and moves onto the mat across from Emma. This time there is no heart in the air, only focus. Daniel watches their feet closely. Start at half pace, he says. No resistance. Veyra steps forward, arms reaching. Emma shifts just as before, but in slow motion. Her front foot slides out a little, her hips turn, keeping her center over her feet. Her hands meet Veyra's forearm and guide it past. Daniel freezes the scene with a short call. Hold. Both fighters stop. Daniel steps in and points. Look here, he says. Veyra's front foot is planted, but the weight is already moving ahead. The back foot is light. If I tap here, he gives a tiny push with his palm against Veyra's upper arm, just enough to tilt their line. Veyra wobbles and almost falls, catching themselves with an extra step. Your base was not under you anymore, Daniel says. Ruiz did not need strength to change your path. She only needed to turn your direction. He turns to all of you. This is momentum, he says in simple words. Once your mass moves in a direction, it wants to keep going. The faster you are, the more momentum you give away. If your mind is calm, you can feel it, you can use it. If your mind panics, you crash into whatever is in front of you. Your claws tap the mat softly where you sit. You think of all the times you charged in training fields back home, feeling proud of your speed. You never thought of how that speed could be used against you? Daniel steps back. Again, he says. This time, Ruiz, finish the motion, still slow. They move. Veyra rushes forward in a half-speed charge. Emma meets the arm, turns her body, steps across Veyra's path, and lets the taller cadet roll over her hip line. Veyra's feet lift and gently swing past, then settle onto the mat. It looks almost like a careful dance. See the hip, Daniel says. Her hip is the lever. Her stance is the base. Her hands only guide. She does not lift Veyra. She only blocks the path and lets gravity pull. He turns to Rhask now. Your turn, he says. Rhask grunts and hauls himself up, stepping onto the mat. He squares his bulk and folds his plated arms, as if to say, this will be different. Daniel looks at him with the same calm eyes. How did you feel when you charged? He asks. Where was your mind? Rhask huffs. I was sure, he says. I thought, this will be simple. I am heavy. She is not. And your breath? Daniel asks. Rhask blinks, surprised. My breath, he repeats. Fast, I guess. I was excited. Daniel nods. This matters, he says, turning back to the group. Your nervous system sets your timing. When you breathe fast and high in your chest, your body thinks it is in danger. It throws power instead of decisions. It wants big moves, not smart ones. He taps his own chest lightly. Humans learned this the hard way, he says. Hi, B, he says. Our bodies are not strong. We cannot trust panic. We had to slow the breath, calm the nerves, and use physics to survive. We had to learn that a clear mind beats claws and fangs. The word fangs makes some of you bristle. You feel a flash of resistance. Your species did not need calm to hunt. You had power. Still, you listen. Daniel places his hand on his belly. In through the nose, he says. Down low. Out slow through the mouth. This keeps the nervous system steady. Your hands stay relaxed. Your eyes stay wide enough to see. Emma follows the breath with him. So do some humans on the side. You notice how their shoulders drop a little with each exhale. They seem more settled after just a few cycles. Now Daniel says to Rhask, we look at angles. Charge me at half pace. I will show a variant of what Ruiz did. Rhask glances at Emma, then back at Daniel. You are older, he says. I do not wish to. Daniel smiles. The station will not let you break me, he says. Come. Rhask shrugs and starts forward. His mass rolls toward Daniel, like a slow rock slide. Daniel does not back away. He slides one foot out at an angle, turns his hips, and sets his own base a little off the line of attack. As Rhask reaches for him, Daniel lets the heavy arm brush past his chest. He plants his palm near Rhask's elbow, the other hand near the wrist, and turns his own waist. Rhask's upper body twists across his own line. His plates grind softly as his spine rotates. His feet have to move to catch up. The charge breaks into a stagger. Stop, Daniel says, holding Rhask in that twisted spot. Here, feel this. Rhask grunts. My spine does not like this, he admits. You are not hurt, Daniel says gently. But you lost your structure. Your base is split. If I want to, I can move you with very little force. He proves it by taking a tiny step and shifting his weight. Rhask's foot skids on the mat. The big cadet has to step hard to keep from falling. Leverage, Daniel says, looking up at the higher seats as well as down at you. This is leverage. If I push on your chest, your whole body can resist. If I push at the right joint with the right angle, you cannot bring all your strength to bear. He lets Rhask go. The big cadet straightens with a slow breath, moving his neck from side to side. Rhask looks down at him. How did you learn this? He asks, not as a challenge now, but as real curiosity. Daniel holds his gaze. Because we had to, he says. On our world, for most of our history, We had only our hands and simple tools. No plates, no venom, to stop fights with the least damage, not the most. He looks around the room, meeting many eyes, including yours. You all have strong bodies. Nature gave you that, but nature did not give you de-escalation. It did not give you breath control. It did not give you the choice to step back instead of forward. Those are skills. Those can be trained. You feel something twist inside. No claws. We fought animals stronger than us. And then we fought each other, which was far worse. He takes a small breath in and lets it out. We hurt each other a lot before we learned better. Out of that pain came rules and systems. Grappling, martial arts with names that do not matter to you. We kept the parts that worked and shared them. Over time, some of us chose to use all that, not for harm, but for control. Your people have always praised those who strike first, who spill the most blood. No one spoke often of holding back. Veyra raises a hand. But in real crisis, they say slowly, when life is in danger, does this still matter? Calm breath. Geometry. Daniel nods at once. It matters more, he says. When your heart races, your vision narrows. You miss openings. You hit too hard for what is needed. You make enemies where you could make partners. A calm nervous system lets you choose. He gestures to Emma. Ruiz could have driven Veyra's shoulder beyond safety, he says. But she did not. She used joint control. She stopped where pain warned them, not where bones crack. That is power with control. Emma looks a little awkward as all eyes fall on her. She shrugs one shoulder. If I break you, she says, the mission fails. If I just stop you, we all go home. Her simple words hang in the air. You study her. She does not look like a killer. She looks like a tool user, a mind in a body, not just a body. Around you, some cadets still resist. You hear small comments. They cheat with rules. Someone mutters, without claws, of course they love grips. Put them in our gravity. Says another, see how long that calm lasts. Daniel seems to read the room. You are right to question, he says. You should. You come from places where different rules held. This program does not say your natural weapons are bad. They are part of you. They will come back into drills later. But if you only trust them, you are easy to control. If your claws cannot reach in a tight ship corridor, what then? If your venom would kill a friend in a shared air system, what then? Images form in your mind at once. A narrow hallway on a damaged vessel, shared air being pulled through common filters. Your venom would travel. Your claws would scrape bulkhead, not target. And if there is low gravity, Daniel continues, heavy armor may float you into bad angles. Your own plates may turn you like a slow wheel. But your mind can still choose where to place your base. Your breath can still stay slow. You feel a chill under your plates. You had not pictured these kinds of fights. Humans, he says softly, are not the strongest, not the fastest, not the hardest to cut. We are perhaps the most practiced at fighting, as problem-solving instead of rage. When you mix many species in the same mission, that skill keeps you alive. I am here to share it. Emma steps forward again. He is also here to make you fall on the mat many times, she adds, with a small smile. Like I did when I started. A few laughs rise, lightening the air. You find yourself smiling too, despite your doubts. The idea that this calm fighter once fell a lot makes her more real. Daniel claps his hands once, sharp enough to catch everyone's attention. Now you try, he says. Pairs, no claws, no teeth, no venom, no strikes, only base, balance, and turning momentum. You will feel how little force is needed when your angle is right. He points at you and a human cadet sitting nearby. You two together, he says. The human, a tall figure with dark hair tied back, stands and offers you a hand to help you up. You do not need the help, but you take it, curious. I am Jonas, he says. I will go light, your pride flares. Do not treat me as fragile, you say. He smiles a little. Then you go light too, he answers. So we both learn. You step onto the mat facing him. His stance is like Emma's, though less polished. Your own feet plant wider, claws flexing for grip. You feel every plate, every sharp edge. Part of you wants to show power. Another part remembers Daniel's words about momentum, about base, about breath. You take a slow breath in, deeper than usual, letting it settle low. It feels strange. Your body is used to fast, sharp breaths before a clash. This slow pattern makes your shoulders relax more than you like. First drill, Daniel calls out to all of you. Partner A walks forward with steady steps. Partner B does not push back. Partner B only changes angle and base and gently guides Partner A. Off the line, no throws. Yet, just balance shifts. You and Jonas nod at the same time. He starts walking toward you, slow and steady. You place your hands on his forearms as Daniel showed. His skin is warm under your claws, though you keep them tucked to avoid cutting. You try to push him aside at first, but he resists easily. His base is set. You feel his weight locked over his feet. Do not push straight, Jonas says softly. Turn. Feel where I am already going. You grit your teeth and try to sense his movement. His forward walk has a rhythm. Each step places weight, then shifts. When you time your touch right, as his weight moves, a small sideways pull turns his step. Master, he wobbles, then catches himself with a chuckle. There, he says. You felt that? You nod slowly. It is like cutting water in half, you say. At the right time, it flows apart. Exactly, he says. You do not fight the flow, you guide it. You trade places, and now you walk toward him. He stands, feet placed just so. As you step, he does not crouch or brace very much. Instead, he slides, turns, meets your arms near the joints, and shifts your line. You feel your own weight tilt. It is a small tilt, but enough that your next step has to change. You hate that feeling, even though it is gentle. It tells you your base was not truly solid. As the drill continues around the ring, the sounds in the Annex change. There's less talk, more breath, occasional laughs when someone stumbles, short gasps when a balance shift surprises a cadet who thought they were unmovable. You glance toward Veyra and see them practicing with a short human who moves like Emma, but less smooth. Veyra's long limbs make them awkward at first, but slowly they start to shorten their stride, to keep their center more over their feet. Their body language shifts from pride to curiosity. Rhask works with another human, this one broad and thick. Their paired steps rock the mat, but even Rhask starts to find new foot placements, slightly narrower, slightly more flexible. Your mind feels stretched. The claws and venom are still there. You can feel them when you flex your jaw, when you curl your fingers, but now you feel something else. You feel angles. You feel the way a body becomes light when its weight passes beyond its base. As the session ends, Daniel calls you all back to sit. You saw humans win today without force, he says. You felt, with your own bodies, how timing and leverage can move even heavy forms. In the cycles ahead, we will add more. Breath control, flinch control, ways to keep your nervous system calm when alarms blare and hulls groan. These are not tricks. They are skills. They can belong to any species that trains them. Your gaze meets his for a heartbeat. Only steady interest. In this annex, he says, power is not claws or plates alone. When power is how well your mind manages your body, a moment and a choice. Nature gave you tools. We are here to give you options. As you leave the mat, legs a little tired from new footwork, you feel a quiet shift inside. You still value your claws. You still believe in your people's strength. But now, for the first time, you also want what the humans have. You want that calm. You want that control. You want to know how a soft body can stand in front of so many natural weapons and not be afraid. The next cycles feel different from the first day. When you walk into the combat annex now, you no longer see just claws, plates, and venom. You also notice feet. You notice where weight sits. You notice how people breathe. Daniel starts the session by dimming the light over the mats a little. The glass walls still show stars and the soft glow of a nearby world, but the center of the hall feels calmer, almost like a held breath. Today, he says, we work on your nervous systems, not just your muscles, not just your claws, the part that decides how you move before you can think. You sit with the others in a wide circle on the mat. Your legs fold under you. It feels strange to sit like this beside a Rhask with thick plates, a Veyra with shifting skin, and two humans with open hands resting on their thighs. Daniel settles in the center, cross-legged. Emma sits just behind him, in the group, not apart from it. He places a hand on his chest, then his belly. Fight or flight is fast, he says. It saves lives when a predator jumps from the dark. But in most modern fights, you are not in the dark. You are in shared stations, ships, cities. That is useful, only sometimes. We train for the other times. He looks around. Put one hand on your chest, he says, one on your belly. You copy him, claws careful against your skin. Your chest hand rises and falls with each breath. Your belly hand moves less. Most of you breathe high and fast when stressed, he says. That tells your body. Danger, now. Your heart rate jumps. Your vision narrows. Your hands clench. For some of you, venom glands prepare. For others, muscles around claws tighten. Your fingers twitch. We will teach your bodies another message, he says. Calm, but ready. Not asleep, not racing, somewhere in the middle. This is where control lives. He closes his eyes for a moment. In through the nose, he says, voice steady. Feel your belly hand rise a little. Out through the mouth slow, like fog on a cold day. Belly hand falls. Chest hand stays quiet. You try it. Breath in. Your nose takes in the clean, cool air of the Annex. You push it down, trying to make the lower hand move more. Your chest fights the change at first. It wants to rise to pull air high. Hold, then breath out. Slow, you part your jaws just enough for air to slip past your teeth. Your belly sinks a little. Your chest hand stays more still. This time, again, Daniel says softly. And again, no rush. Only flow. Around you, the hall is almost silent. There is the faint hiss of air systems, the soft thump of someone shifting on the mat, the slow in and out of many lungs. Some cadets struggle. You hear Veyra cough once as they try to change old habits. Rhask's heavy chest makes a quiet rumble each time he exhales. You feel something slowly change inside your own ribs. Notice your thoughts, Daniel says. They may jump. They may complain. That is fine. Let them pass like ships through a window. Do not chase. Just breathe. You see small images in your mind as you sit there, your homeworld's training pits, your teacher there shouting for speed, for rage, for loud cries. This quiet practice feels weak compared to that, but it also feels clear, as if someone has opened a new door inside your body. After a few more cycles, Daniel opens his eyes. Good, he says. You do not need this to fight. You need this to choose how to fight. He stands, and the group rises with him. Next, he says stance, posture, and distance. We look at how tension steals your speed and feeling. He walks along the circle, tapping shoulders and hips. When he reaches you, he gently presses your lower back. Straight, but not stiff, he says. Let your spine stack like simple stones. If you lean too far forward, your head pulls you. Too far back, you are late to move. You adjust. Your instinct is to hunch a little, to present your plates, to pull your head forward for a faster bite. He shakes his head. You are not pouncing from cover now, he says. You are reading the whole room. Stay tall enough to see. He moves on to Rhask. Rhask's shoulders are up around his neck, muscles tight under his armor plates. You are strong, Daniel says. You do not need to show me with your shoulders. Drop them. Let your frame hang from your spine, not from your neck. Rhask exhales hard and forces his shoulders down. His chest widens. He looks almost bigger, yet somehow calmer. Daniel stops by Veyra next. Veyra's knees are locked, straight. Unlock those joints, Daniel says gently. When your knees are stiff, every push shatters up your bones. Soft knees can turn. They can move faster. You are not a statue. You are a moving problem solver. You feel each small correction around the circle. When he returns to the center, he gestures to Emma. Show them tension, he says. Emma takes a fighting stance, but this time she imitates what many of you did on the first day. She hunches her shoulders, tightens her jaw, curls her hands into hard fists. Her breath goes high and fast. Then she tries to move. Her steps are heavy and jerky. When she pivots, her feet drag. Her shoulders shake when she stops. This is how many of you stand when you expect a fight, Daniel says. You feel powerful because everything is hard. But hardness is easy to break. Now relax. Emma drops her shoulders, opens her hands a little, softens her knees. Her face smooths. Her breath deepens. She moves again. Her steps become lighter, faster, smoother. When she pivots, her body flows together. When she stops on balance. Tension management, Daniel says. This is a skill. You need just enough muscle to hold shape. Not more. Extra tension slows you, blinds you, and makes you tire faster. Calm muscles feel more. They tell you when a joint is about to twist, when a base is about to fail. He looks around. We will drill this until your bodies learn it, even when your thoughts forget. For the next stretch, he runs you all through simple patterns. Step forward, step back, step to the side, pivot, always, with soft knees and relaxed shoulders. At first you fight old habits. Your claws want to dig in, to grip. Your chest wants to rise and fall fast. But each time you catch yourself clenching, you remember his words. You let the breath settle lower. You let your joints loosen. Emma walks among the pairs, tapping too tight shoulders, nudging too wide stances closer together. Less muscle, more feeling, she says as she passes you. If you are shaking before we even start, you are doing too much. You are doing too much. You let your jaw loosen. The venom sacs feel heavy in your mouth when you are this calm. It makes you uneasy. Calm, to you, has always meant unready. Daniel seems to sense that. After some time, he raises his voice again. Now we test flinch, he says. The reflex that can save you and also betray you. He calls you in groups of 4 to the mat center. When it is your turn, you stand beside Veyra, Rhask, and Jonas. The human. Daniel holds a soft training stick made of foam and light. I will move this near your heads, throats, eyes, he says. At first, I want you to let your bodies flinch, how they always have. Do not fight it, just notice. You all nod, your heart rate ticks up a little, and the station likely notes it. He starts with Veyra. The stick snaps toward their face. Their whole body jerks back, neck pulled away, arms flailing, their feet cross. They almost trip. They almost trip, Pras. They almost trip. Good, Daniel says calmly. You pulled your head away. You also lost your base. In real danger, that fall could be worse than the hit. He turns to you. The stick whips toward your eyes. Your plates pull down. Your jaw snaps shut. Your claws rise to cover your face. You take a step back without choosing to. Good, he repeats. Your body wants to protect the eyes, but your hands left their work. Your claws are now on defense instead of control. You also stepped straight back, which keeps you in line for a second hit. He moves to Rhask. The stick darts toward Rhask's throat. Rhask's chest hammers forward with a roar. His arms swing out to smash the stick aside. If this were not padded, the strike would be harsh, less panic, more shaped response. Your bodies can learn this through repetition. We do drills to teach you not to freeze, not to only run, not to only smash. For the next part, he changes the drill. Now, he says, when the stick comes, you only move your head and upper spine. No hands. Keep your base. Breathe out as it comes. Let your breath ride the fear away. You attack your fear, Daniel says. This can kill a threat quickly. It can also kill a bystander or a friend who moved too close. Finally, he moves to Jonas. The stick comes fast toward Jonas' eye. Jonas' head moves just enough to one side. His hand rises in a soft parry that guides the stick away. His feet adjust a little, but his base stays under him. This is where we are going, Daniel says. You stand ready. The stick darts in again. Your instinct screams to raise your claws, but you remember his rule. You force them down. You twist your neck and upper spine instead, just enough that the stick skims past your cheek instead of your eye. Your heart races for a moment, then settles as you push a breath out through your teeth. Your feet did not move this time. Your claws are still free. Better, Daniel says. Again, he goes around the group several times. Veyra stops crossing their legs when they flinch. Stops crossing their legs when they flinch. Their turns become smaller, quicker. Rhask's shoulders stay lower. He still wants to attack the stick, but he holds back just enough not to swing each time. You feel your own flinch changing from a wild jerk to a tight, controlled sway. Your body begins to learn that not every fast thing near your eyes means death. After a long series of these, Daniel waves everyone back. You see, he says, we are not killing your instincts. We are shaping them. Panic is a tool. Calm is another tool. He walks toward a new section of the Annex. The mat here is carved into narrow lanes with padded walls on either side. Now we move to environment drills, he says. We will give you ugly surprises, places where your usual strengths fail. You will see why base, breath, and tension control matter. more than claws and fangs in those moments. He leads you to the first lane. It is a tight corridor, barely wide enough for two bodies to pass each other without contact. The padding on the side walls is thick but firm. In ships and stations, he says, many fights or near fights happen in corridors this size or smaller. There is no room for big swings, no room for wide tails, no room to spread forearms to full reach. Here, natural weapons can trap you. Rhask's eyes narrow at the walls. His tail twitches. First drill, Daniel says. Rhask Orm and Emma Ruiz. No strikes, no claws, no tail. You start at opposite ends. Rhask, I want you to try to rush past Ruiz, to touch the far wall. Ruiz, your job is to stop him from passing without hurting him. Use the walls as extra base if you need. Emma walks to one end of the corridor. Rhask goes to the other. The space looks even smaller with his bulk inside it. Begin, Daniel says. Rhask launches forward, but his tail bumps the side wall at once. The impact knocks his line off center. His shoulder scrapes padding. Emma plants one foot slightly off the center line and leans her shoulder into his chest. As he reaches her, his plates grind against the wall. He tries to raise an arm to push her aside, but there is no room to lift wide. She keeps low, steps to the side where his base is weakest, and uses the wall behind him as a stable surface. His own mass pins him. He cannot swing his tail. He cannot spread his arms. He tries to duck under, but Emma slides with him, always keeping her center stable, her breath calm. In a moment, she has both hands on his forearm, pressing it lightly into the wall. He stops moving forward. Stop, Daniel says. Rhask, report. Rhask's plates rise and fall with his breath. I feel like a crate jammed in a chute, he admits. He admits my armor traps me. Daniel nods. This is what I mean by ugly surprise. Your gift became a burden. Ruiz kept her base and used the wall as part of her structure. She did not need a tail to do that. He looks down the line of cadets. You will all run this. You will all see how your own bodies can trap you if you do not adapt. When it is your turn, you face Jonas in the tight lane.